I'm Rebecca of Pocketful of Poseys. Today's project is another Costube collab with the wonderful Shannon of Shannon Makes. We are using a 1940s drafting manual to make some trousers. She is making some riding breeches and I am making some wide leg trousers. Because I'm using the manual to draft these from scratch, I decided to make a mock-up first, of course, but I'm going to share the process of my making this mock-up with you, and I can't wait to do so. So without further ado, let's get to it. Here we go. So there's a band of really bad weather going through, so we are doing our lessons from home today. So that's why I have my keyboard set up, and that's why my sewing room is... That's not really the total reason why my sewing room is a mess. It's just part of the reason my sewing room is a mess. I've moved stuff around so I can have the keyboard set up in here. So I am about to start drawing out my slacks. These are the measurements that I need. I need the outside length, the inseam, the waist, the hip, and the bottom. And I'm assuming that means the bottom of the trousers, the width of the cuff, or the width of the bottom of, you know what I'm saying. So I know my waist, I know my hip, and I know my inseam. Now these also have, the crotch is dropped. It does not have the, well, I guess it does. Okay. Like, it doesn't have you put in your, the crotch rise measurement. But I think it does, because it's like half the hip. On one piece it's half of your hip measurement, or no, oh, I see. Okay, well, I'll figure it out, hopefully. Wish me luck. I'm using the American Gentlewoman Mannish Tailored Fashions Drafting Guide. I decided to just jump in and start drafting. I have my rulers, pens, tracing paper, and wrapping paper ready to go. I'm not going to share every point of the instructions since that wouldn't be fair to the pattern seller. As I am drafting the front of the pants, let's check in with Shannon.
Hi Rebecca! So, as you know, I decided to use this drafting manual to make a pair of riding breeches rather than normal slacks, and I thought I'd make a half-scale model first just to try and work through the instructions and see if I understand them, and that way if I made any mistakes, they'd be on a more manageable scale. But after several fairly catastrophic attempts using what I thought was a fairly methodical process, I decided to approach it with meticulous scientific precision, and that involved a tiny ruler and some Photoshop and a lot of math and conversions. But finally, I've got this lovely spreadsheet with all of the measurements on it that should be correct. So I'm looking forward to sitting down and trying, hopefully one last time, to get this half-scale model drafted. So wish me luck.
I am working on drafting these pants, and I am 4 steps in, and I've gotten to the square out from all points. I'm not entirely sure what that means since I've just done everything on a straight line so far, but Now, the next one is half of the hip measure on division. So, half of my hip measurement is 30.5 inches. 30 inches. 30.5. And I don't think that I need to draw out 30 inches from this point, because it says on division, and I don't know if that's, I don't know what that means. So I'm gonna look that up and hopefully get an answer. So I'm thinking on division means divide the number in two, because it's going to be 2 pieces. That's what I'm thinking, because it's 4 pieces altogether. So if I did half of my hip measurement, I would need to divide that number by 2. So half of my hip measurement is on each piece. Or a quarter of my hip measurement is on each piece. I soldiered on, drafting the width of the front trouser legs. I drew a line down the center of the front piece. Time for more math to mark the width of the trouser leg bottoms. Okay, another snag. I am now I'm doing the calculation. I'm doing the bottom of the pants. Now, in the pattern, the bottom of the pants is 24 inches. That's the total. And that seems like it makes sense for the bottom of a pair of pants, wide-legged pants. However, this instruction says that from this point, which is kind of from this one point at the bottom, which is kind of the midway point, it says that the next measurement is a quarter of the bottom on division, which means it's a quarter of the bottom measurement, which is 24 divided by 4, which is 6. On division means divide that by 2, so that gives me 3. So 3 inches from this midpoint to each side, because the next measurement is the same, just the opposite way. But that's only 6 inches. That's only 6 inches for the bottom of the pants. I think this is wrong. I think it should be, because each pant leg at the bottom should be 24 inches, not 12 inches. So I think this measurement is wrong. I think it should be at least 6 inches on each side, right? Because that would be 12 total, and then for 1/2 of a pant leg, so that would be 24 total for each side of the pants. That makes more sense. So if I go out 6 inches from there, that makes a lot more sense for the width of the pant leg. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. Next point. So in the diagram, those points on the pants look to be, I mean, they are drawn, they're drawn square. So I'm supposed to connect this to that. That will give me a bit of a taper. I'm confused. Oh man. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I do feel like that's pretty wide. Because this is all, the top of course is based on my hip measurement, which is big. But I feel like if I go straight down, that's going to end up, that's going to be too wide, because that would be, what, almost 19 inches. So double that. That would be incredibly wide for the bottom of the pants. So I think they do need to have some tapering from down from my hips. So I'm going to try that and see how it goes. Okay, so I did that angled, tapered down to the 12 inches at the bottom, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So I think what I'm going to do, I measured my last 2 pairs of 40s pants that I made. The first pair that I made, the width of the pant leg was, what was that, 36 inches. So each half was 18. And then the other pair, the width was 32 inches. So each half was 16 inches. So I think I'm going to do the 32 inches. So each side would be 16 inches. If I do that, I think it actually will end up square, which is probably best. So there we go. I marked the new leg seams and then used a curved ruler to draw the crotch curve. And now, the back of the trousers. Here's where things get even more confusing. I used tracing paper to transfer all of the marks from the front piece, so I can start fresh with a new piece for the back. I got to work adding and measuring the register marks and connecting them with much confusion. Let's see how Shannon's writing breeches are progressing.
Alright, well, it's me again, and this time I've got a successful half-scale model drafted, and it's generally looking great and very proportional, but now I'm absolutely baffled about why there are these sort of wavy horizontalish lines running through the pattern right around the knee height. I'm so confused as to what they're doing there, and I've looked at several other Jodhpur patterns and none of them have anything like this, and I've showed it to a few other Costubers and they're equally bewildered, and yeah. So I'm gonna stare at this a bit longer, see if revelation jumps off the page at me, and once I figure that out, I'll be ready to start on the full-scale draft. So send help or more coffee.
So I'm now working on the back part of the pants, and it says that this next measurement is 1/6 from 0.5, not 0.5, number 5 on the drawing it things out, but it doesn't say 1/6 of what? 1/6 of the distance from 5 to some other spot? I don't know. I don't know. On the diagram, there is a mark number 19, which there are no instructions in here for mark where that goes. In the diagram, it looks like it is a straight line across from mark number 4. Okay? Which I did. Now, I'm still trying to figure out this 18, where 18 is. On the diagram, it looks like it's above 19. Maybe an inch above 19. I mean, just looking at the picture. So, I'm just gonna mark that there and see what happens. I got Hercules off the pattern and marked the mysterious number 18 and also a diagonal line that seems to serve no purpose. On to the crotch rise. Again, I used a curved ruler to mark this, following the instructions. These pants look weird. I'm gonna cut out the pattern and cut it out and see see what happens. Very strange looking. So yeah. Hercules lent his support to pinning the pattern to the mock-up fabric. Next, I pinned the front to the back for one pant leg. So I have gotten my pants, my trousers cut out. And I am very unsure. I actually didn't have enough scrap fabric to do. Hey Hercules. I didn't have enough to do the same color for the front and the back, but actually for a mock-up it's good because I can tell the difference between the front and the back. So I put them on. I just pinned it together and put one leg on, and the fit does not seem that off, but the back is a lot taller than the front, I guess, which, yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure what that is about. So I'm going to continue on. I'm going to go ahead and just sew these up, and Hercules. I'm going to go ahead and just sew them up and see what they're like. So off we go. Let's see how Shannon's mock-up turned out. I tried them on as Thor looked on heroically. So I'm not sure why the front piece is curved, or why it said to draw it curved. I mean, maybe, but like, it's weird. And I'm wondering if it's just my proportions is why it ended up strange. I think I'm going to just straighten it up and yeah, go from there and take some width out, because yeah, they're definitely too wide. If you were drafting these trousers and you made your mock-up and you had the fit issues that I did, what would you do to fix it? Please let me know down in the comments. Some final thoughts on this mock-up. I'm definitely going to take in the sides, and I'm going to see if I can get that back, the back and the fronts to line up better so the back isn't taller. And I will share all of that with you in the next installment of these trousers, and hopefully next time we will have a fully fledged pair of trousers. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you spending your time with me. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't, and if you'd like to be notified whenever I upload, you can hit that little bell icon. If you'd like to support the channel further, I have a Ko-fi account, and that is linked down below. Make sure to check out Shannon's video. I will link that down below as well, and I will see you again on our next sewing adventure. Bye!